everybody, this is Terry Witherell coming to you live from First Literacy, 160 Boylston Street in downtown Boston. For anyone who has never heard of First Literacy before, we are a nonprofit that helps adults who are lacking basic literacy skills or are trying to learn English. So as you can see, that's our logo, First Literacy. We are here today to really promote our spelling bee, which is coming up on April 7th, so I'll tell you more about that soon. So First Literacy, I'll just tell you, helps adults who are learning basic literacy skills, and we support programs that do that throughout Massachusetts. We offer free workshops. In fact, I'm going to show you our workshop room shortly. And we also provide scholarships to adults who are going on to community college or for training. So one of our scholars is with us here today, Damus Joseph. She's waiting for us up front. So we're going to chat with her for a couple minutes and hear her story. And we also give small grants to programs that are trying to think of creative ways to help adult learners as well. So those are the things we do, and our big event of the year is our spelling bee. So that's what we're here to tell you about today. And if you just turned in, again, my name is Terry Witherell, and I'm with First Literacy. My camera guy today is my son Luke, and as I mentioned, Damus is with us, and back manning or womaning the chat and comments is Julie Slack, who's our marketing and communications manager. So hi, Julie. And we're going to have a chance later on to try to spell a couple words together, so stay tuned for that too. So I want to, before I forget, thank our lead sponsors who have partnered together to sponsor First Literacy's Bee, and that's Eaton Vance and Morgan Stanley. And we have a long list of other sponsors as well, so shout out to all of them. You can, I think our website is posted there, but you can go to our website, firstliteracy.org, spelling bee, and see all of the other generous sponsors who are going to have spelling bee teams for our event on April 7th. This year we're doing something different. If you have family and friends who would like to sponsor a team, you can do that and try to spell yourself. It's a lot of fun. And of course, you're sponsoring all of the adult learners across Massachusetts who are learning their basic literacy skills. So, without further ado, I want to have you have a chance to see our new workshop room. We got a generous grant just recently from Untapped Resources to create a hybrid classroom, and we're going to give you a quick tour of that and then go talk to Damus. So come on down, follow me, and again, if you just tuned in, my name is Terry Witherell, and you're with First Literacy today. So check us out on firstliteracy.org. Here is our new fabulous workshop room. You can see we have two gorgeous 65-inch monitors, and we have this really cool front board that people at home can see what the instructor writes on it. And this is OWL technology, and the OWL technology follows the instructor around the room. So as we look at the future and try to have some of our workshop participants come back into the classroom, others can still be at home but have a much better experience than they do on Zoom. So we offer workshops during the school year free to adult educators, and those are every Friday during the academic year. So check those out on our website too. So again, I have to keep saying, if you just tuned in, since people are always hopping on board, I'm Terry Witherell, and I'm with First Literacy. And we're here telling you about our spelling bee, and also we'll be giving you some highlights about our word of the week that starts tomorrow for every Wednesday in March. So let's go this way, and we will go talk to Damus. So again, First Literacy is here in Boston, and we have been around for 30 years. We started out as the Boston Adult Literacy Fund, and 10 years ago became First Literacy. The spelling bee has been around for 32 years. In 2020, of course, unfortunately, April of 2020, our bee was canceled, but our generous sponsors continued to support us. And then last year, we tried a new virtual bee, which was a lot of fun. And we're doing that again this year, but we'll have some live components as well on April 7th. And we have a great spelling bee app. So you need to check that out because you can play along at home on April 7th and have a chance to win some prizes, but have fun with your family. So come around the corner and we will meet Damus. Here is Damus.
Hi everybody.
Zero in on Damus and we will say hello. It's kind of like we have Oprah Winfrey chairs here. So I mentioned to you that Damus is a scholarship recipient of First Literacy, and she's going to tell you a little bit about her story. I'm going to ask her some questions, but she is one of 30 scholarship recipients we have this year who we've been supporting. And all of them are really committed and driven and have overcome so many challenges and obstacles to get to where they are today. So thanks for coming in to downtown. Yes, you look fantastic. I love your hair. You look gorgeous. I hope some of your friends are, checking in from home.
Hi, I'm Rachel.
Yeah, they can add in chats. So tell us, I know your story, but tell us how you arrived in Boston and when you did.
Yeah. Hi everybody. My name is Damus Joseph. I came in America in April 2015, and the first time I came, I went to an English school in Cambridge, and then my advisor introduced me to First Literacy, and since then, here I am.
What was the name of the school in Cambridge?
It was Cambridge Learning Center.
Cambridge Learning Center.
And my advisor, Nicole, I think she's watching now.
Hello, Cambridge Learning Center, if you're tuned in also.
That's where I studied, and then after that, and then I came here, and then you guys helped me with my essay and everything. Actually, I want to tell you that, guys, my first essay, I'm like, oh my God, I'm not gonna get in because it's terrible. My writing, my English wasn't good, but thank God, and then you guys pushed me, and then I'm very, very, very happy about that.
Your essay was excellent.
I know
really
my stories
good.
when they call me, they say, oh my God.
No, it was great.
Yeah.
It was great.
First of all, it wasn't really easy for me to start, and because I was so scared, and as an immigrant, and then I didn't know anything about English, and so.
You speak 3 languages.
Yes, I speak.
Many of us only speak 1. So yes,
embarrassing.
what are the languages you speak?
I speak Haitian Creole and French and English.
English, of course. Yes.
And I understand a little bit Spanish when people speak.
Yeah.
So,
and you came from Haiti after the earthquake, is
yes,
that right?
Yes. Actually, I'm a survivor because when the earthquake, I was in my school and then everything just fell off.
Oh my
All
God.
I remember it was the boom. That's all I remember. And then it fell off. I didn't remember anything else. And my mom thought that I was gone, and yeah.
Oh, thank goodness you're here with us today.
Oh yeah, I'm blessed.
Yes.
Thank God I'm here today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, what was it like trying to learn English when you first came to the United States?
It was awful. I remember I used to write stuff in French, and then I have to translate it before I go out, and then to tell people. But but the good thing about me is that I like to learn. You know what I mean? I always want to learn something new, and then I'm like, you know what? You come here in America, you know what you come here for, and then you're gonna get to it. Then what I did, I put my little thing before I go out, and then I just did that to people. They read it and they understand what I mean. So, and you guys helped me out a lot too with my essays and stuff.
Well, and of course, First Literacy did support you a bit with your studies, but tell everyone what you were studying and why you decided to study that.
Oh yeah. So before I'm a nurse right now. Before I studied as a CNE, as a nursing assistant. And actually, I didn't know what my major would be. I'm like, oh my God, what I'm gonna do? I don't think I'm gonna be a nurse. I'm not gonna be able to communicate with people because I don't know anything about English and stuff. And I studied as a nursing assistant, and then I went to I remember I did home health aid. So you go to people's house, like mostly elderly people, and then you sit down and you talk to them. So that's how communication became easily for me. And then I'm like, oh my God, I think I like nursing and stuff. And my cousin Steve, I remember that he said, yeah, you're gonna be a good nurse and stuff. He pushed me out, and then I went to UMass Boston.
Right.
Then I applied, and I remember people were like, oh my God, you don't speak English, you don't know this program, they are very competitive, you're not gonna get it. I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna. So I get it. They called me, I remember on May 1st, which is my birthday. That was one of the best.
Oh, best birthday.
I know.
Yes.
They called me, they said, you get it? I'm like, oh my God, is it a joke? And then I remember I screamed, I was at work, I screamed, I said, thank God. And You were young 5 years ago, and then I just graduated last year for my BSN.
Yay!
Today I'm a registered nurse, and then I'm so happy about that.
So you go from, you arrived, what, 7 years ago in the country?
7 years ago.
And not speaking any English, and now you have your BSN and you're a registered nurse. It's
Yes.
amazing, just
It
simply
is.
amazing. You know, a lot of people who have studied for years really struggle with that, so it's just amazing that you've done that. So, and shout out to anybody if they're watching from UMass Boston.
I meet you. I know you're watching. She's my study buddy.
Oh, that's great. That's
I
awesome.
know.
That's awesome. And what are your hopes for the future? I know you have other hopes too.
Oh yes. My goal is to become a NP, and so I'm gonna go for my
Nurse
NP
practitioner.
program.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Okay.
be a family nurse practitioner, and then I'm
Wow.
going. I think 3 months from now, I'm gonna start from my Spanish class because I want to learn Spanish.
Oh, wow. Wow.
I
4
know.
languages.
Oh yeah, I
Wow.
love
That's
I love
amazing.
that, yeah, and yeah, that's my goal. And my long-term goal is to open an agency, my own agency, so that because I love elderly people.
Yes.
So, welcome them when they go home and stuff. That's my
Would that be here in Boston? Or?
Of course, in
Yes.
Boston.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
Of
You
course,
love
in
Boston.
Yeah, I love Boston.
And,
That's where all my family.
And do you still have family in Haiti?
Yes, I
Yeah.
do have family in Haiti. My brother's kids, they are sitting in Haiti and
Mm.
fighting for them to come here. But
That's
we are praying, and hopefully one day they
They
come
can
here.
do that. They can do that. That's
Yeah.
great. And again, if you're just tuning in, I'm Terry Witherell, and we're here Facebook Live with Damus Joseph, one of our scholarship recipients. And Damus has been sharing with us about her own accomplishments. She's achieved so many goals already, and First Literacy's been honored to be part of that. And you too can support First Literacy. And again, we're really gearing up for our B, which is starting on, it will be on April 7th at 6 p.m. And you can watch that live from home on your smart TV, and you can spell from home as well. And the reason Damus and I are here today is because tomorrow morning launches our Word of the Week that we have every Wednesday in March. It'll be posted at 9 a.m. every Wednesday, and you can try to spell the word and submit that to us. Anybody who spells all the words correctly for the Wednesdays in March will have the chance to win a prize. So make sure you stay tuned for that. And I actually am going to try, Damus, you can try this. I couldn't do these words myself, but I'm going to try to see if you all can spell a couple words for us, and you can put those in the chat, and Julie will let you know if you spelled it correctly, and I'll tell you the spelling after we've tried both words. So the first word is sfumato. Sfumato. Yes, and the definition is the blurring or softening of sharp outlines in painting by subtle and gradual blending of one tone into another. The sentence that uses as an example is, Whistler's portrait of Isabella Stewart Gardner makes use of sfumato. The word is sfumato. So now if I had the Jeopardy sound or something, I could give you time to try to spell that. Try to spell sfumato and put that in the comments. And in a minute, I will tell you how that is spelt. For those of you who are already figuring out how to spell sfumato, we have one other word, and the word is radicchio. Radicchio. And you might have heard of that if you've ordered that in a restaurant, but it's any of several varieties of chicory having red or red spotted leaves that form elongated heads. Here it is in a sentence. The child pulled the radicchio out of her salad. The word is radicchio. So what do you think, Damus? Could you spell either of those words?
I can try.
How would you spell sfumato?
I'm bad at spelling. But I
Any
can
guess?
try. Okay.
Any guess?
What was it again?
Sfumato.
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 Oh, you added some extra letters in there, but it was a good guess. But you got the SF at the beginning, which is very good. Hopefully you all put in your guesses by now. Sfumato is spelled.
Wait, I want to guess.
Okay.
Can I guess?
Our
Can the camera guy guess?
Yes, go ahead.
Is it SFUMATO?
Oh, Luke, our cameraman.
Boom.
Correctly. Sfumato is SFUMATO. So congratulations to anyone.
When-
Someone who's added a couple
Saw
of
that
extra letters.
saw that Whistler painting a couple weeks ago,
That's right.
and it had like sfumato written below it.
Yeah. Now, we'll give a shot at radicchio, which is a little tricky. It might seem easier than it is. How do you think you'd spell radicchio?
Radicchio?
Yep, and it's a type of, it'd be a vegetable, a chicory that you might see in a salad or something like that.
I'm gonna try.
Okay, go ahead, go for it.
You said radicchio.
Radicchio.
A-D-E-C-K-I-O, I don't know.
You know what? You can tell you're trying to use some of the English rules because they're so crazy.
I think I keep thinking about French too.
Yeah, well, and radicchio starts like radish, so it's R-A-D-I, and then there's two C's, C-C-H-I-O. So radicchio, R-A-D-I-C-C-H-I-O. Now they get a lot harder the night of our spelling bee. We have our teams right now being recorded trying to spell some of them. And so we have corporate sponsors who are spelling teams of 3. We've already had a number of them, and they get to sound it out together. So instead of Damus being put on the spot just herself, they have 2 other teammates trying to spell it, and they have 30 seconds to do that. And this year, as I mentioned earlier, if you're just joining us, this year, if you are an individual, family, or maybe your church group or book group wants to sponsor us for the First Literacy Spelling Bee, you can go to firstliteracy.org and click on the Spelling Bee link, and you can find out how to sponsor us and have your own team. So yeah, and I think we are about run for time for our firstliteracy.org Facebook Live, and I want to thank Damus for being here with us. It's been great meeting you. Yeah, any last words of advice for everyone?
Oh, what I want to tell everyone is that welcome to First Literacy, especially those immigrants like me who want to achieve a dream, who have a dream, and then you want to become. You can be anything you want in life, so just you have to focus and then believe it, and then believe in yourself. And even though you cannot do great, so just ask for help, because there's so many great resources like First Literacy and those Cambridge Training Center and those things. Just ask for help, and then you're gonna do good and be focused, believe it. Fine.
Awesome, awesome. That's great advice. And Damus has overcome so many obstacles. And if you want to read more about her story, you can go to firstliteracy.org. We have all of our scholar stories. And you can also be inspired by any of the other 30 scholars we have this year, but also scholars we've had in the past. So again, this is Terry Witherell at First Literacy, and